So what I've done here, I fixed the parking brake. This is a 1997 Bobcat 773 C series. This traction light here would flash and blink, and a few years back I pulled the park pin. I pulled the solenoid off. The solenoid wasn't activating, and pulled the park pin up. I ended up, the park pin was up. I hate to admit it, but I had a rag shoved around it, packed in tight to hold it up. Which I look back now, and it's like, wow, that could have fell down in. I didn't like that it was kind of open. At least it's under the seat where the elements can't really get in too bad. So this is fluid film I sprayed on here too, by the way. It's getting rusty. Here, it's 2020. This machine's a 97, and it's a farm machine too. So figure the, manure, fertilizer, stuff like that, it's gotten around. So the solenoid has a red wire, a white wire, and a black wire. So the black wire is grounded. There's two 1/4-inch bolts, 7/16 wrench. So I grounded the black when I grounded on there. The plug, this is what the plug was. I taped that up. It was a three-prong like weather pack type, whatever, sealed up plug. I took that off, cut the plug off, and I ran these wires. So I didn't quite understand what the third white wire was. So I ran red one. I checked it here on the shop floor. I hooked up the jumper pack to it, the ground, which is the black, and red, which is the hot, and I stuck a 5/8 bolt up there, and it grabbed a hold. It held on to it. So I'm like, oh, that works. So I put it all together. Start up, won't work. So I'm like, I better investigate why this has this white wire. Like, what is up with the white wire? So you see how I routed it with the other wires. So come to find out, the red wire is a weaker part of the solenoid, like the low charge side of the solenoid, and that holds it. The red is the hold wire. The white wire is the high side of the solenoid for sucking that rod up. So you need to energize the high side with the white wire to grab that rod, the park rod, and that pulls it up. And then the red wire holds the rod up. And the white wire, you don't want to run that for more than a couple seconds because potentially you could burn it up. So I don't know what happened all here, why it quit working. It was years ago. That traction light blinks. So I fixed it myself. So now I ran these wires here. I taped them good on the inside and then down in the corner. I mean, I figured out maybe how to run it up there, but I didn't want to tear the whole thing apart. I had this apart here. So when the key is on the hot side of the key, this switch here, which I would leave on all the time that the machine is running, that's the hold solenoid. And then to pop it up, I painted it green here, so if anybody runs a machine, I say, hey, push the green button, green makes it go. I put a fuse on here to run both these functions. There's a 15 amp fuse. I don't know if that's too much or too little. I didn't want to skimp. This switch here is pretty heavy duty, so you want power. That holds, that's the hold solenoid, to hold the pin up. And this one here, if you listen, this is the one that sucks it up. You hear that snap up? So now this thing can roll now. Now if I want the parking brake to work, I just shut that switch off and the pin drops back down. Charge it. That can be on all the time. The machine is running. And then this one here, hear it knock, puts it neutral. So, not too complicated. The only thing you got to do is every time, I'll just figure on leaving this switch on all the time. It's on and off with the key. The only thing is when you start up and go, you just got to hit that, take the parking brake off. but it's really a nuisance because like I'm trying to feed hay and I have the boom up in the air over the round bale feeder, and like sometimes it'll roll ahead and I have a hard time trying to get back in the machine because it's trying to pin me between these bars here and the round bale feeder. Dropped it. That's the hold solenoid, and this one here is the sucker. Sucks it up. There we go. And we are free to go. All right.